Welcome to the Virtual Cheese Awards 2022, showcasing the best of British cheese. I'm Lee and I'm moderating the session, and today we'll be judging F6 Ewes milk hard cheese. We'd now like to introduce our two judges, Bronwyn and Perry. If you'd just like to say a few words, please.
Hi, I'm Bronwyn and I manage buying and technical at Neil's Yard Dairy.
Hi, I'm Perry, head of cheese at Rennet and Rind. Good to be here.
Thank you both. The judges will use a point system for judging, scoring against 5 different attributes. The winner will be the cheese with the most points, and we'll go forward to the best in category stage. So if you'd like to take the first cheese, please, which should be 1016 in the F6 category.
Okay. Interesting.
This looks slightly familiar. I think we may have seen this in the artisan category.
Yeah, definitely. And this looks slightly cleaner.
I agree. It looks less dry. It might be a different cheese, I wonder. I like the appearance of this.
Yeah,
I like the look of the rind.
Yeah, it's still got that kind of the knock on it, but but in terms of it doesn't look dry. It looks like a Manchego-esque kind of style, and it looks really appealing. I'm kind of visually, I like the kind of coverings on it. I'm kind of near an 8, 9.
Yeah, I agree. It looks glowing and attractive.
Yeah.
What do you want, 8 or 9?
Let's go with 8.
Okay.
So there's a level of kind of like salt that's coming off. The overriding is the typical sheep aromas that we're getting. Closer to the rind is more ammonia, but more kind of sheep wool than ammonia.
There's a little waxiness in there, a little bit of that crayony aroma, but I don't find it overwhelming. No,
I think that's quite, for the style that it is, that's quite nice actually. And I'm kind of edging near 7 for that. Yeah.
That's quite lively. There's a lot of sweetness coming through that wasn't kind of sweet fruitiness without being candy-like or cloying, and then coupled with savoriness for me. Right near the center of the cheese, but I find that quite pleasant.
And I think that's quite a really nice journey. It's just really, it waves into each of those notes really nicely. There's nothing that's harsh about it. And the areas that it's challenging in a good way, getting near that kind of like gravy, savory that's there. The saltiness challenges, but then it kind of reduces. I think that's really well balanced, and I really like that. I'm kind of near 9 actually.
I agree. I was going to say 8 or 9. So
yeah,
we want to go with 9. Let's do it.
Yeah. Sorry, we just jumped to flavor. Texture. I like the texture as well.
Yeah, no, I think there's a tendency within sheep's cheese, hard sheep's cheeses, to be a bit grainy, and I think this wears it really nicely. It's not perfectly smooth, but it's like an interesting characteristic texture that's not distracting. So 8?
8, yeah.
Yeah.
And true to type for a Manchego style, which is use milk hard cheese. 8 or 9. I can't see any faults in it. It seems pretty perfect to be where it's sitting.
Yeah, I mean, maybe a little dry under the rind. But let's give it an 8. I think it's very good.
Yeah, I like that very much.
The next one then will be 1051.
Okay. more oily, you know,
On the
and
surface.
yeah, on the surface, which I kind of half would expect with a typical Manchego style. The rind has character, be it uneven, it has character, like a stony. I think it's quite a good typical Manchego style. The rind is quite thin. I'm quite intrigued.
I like the appearance of the rind. To me, it looks a little drier around the edges. I
Yeah.
might, just on the basis of appearance, rank it a tiny bit lower than the first one in terms of appearance, but it's still, it is intriguing and it looks optimistic. So should we give it a 7 or 8?
A 7, I think.
Okay.
But I think I may revise that, because if the flavor kind of complements the dryness that it has, right? You know,
It could.
it's quite difficult to cut, isn't it? Yeah. So it's typical cheap farmyard. It's on that challenging edge, and not that much complexity underneath that.
I agree with you about the aroma being much more barnyardy, much more sheepy, much more kind of lanolin-y and somewhat phenolic. Just
yeah. Oh God.
That said, it's not too challenging on the flavor. I think the first one had more layers and personality and aroma within it. Just like
this is kind of it's very curt, isn't it? It's very upfront, kind of straight to its point, but doesn't kind of continue, and whatever kind of lingers there leans into this, you know, sheep's wool kind of area.
Yeah, no, I mean, I find the texture actually quite pleasant. It's very light. It's very like giving. So I would give it a texture that's the equivalent of the last one, but I think the flavor, I would rank it lower, maybe sort of 6 in flavor.
Yep, I agree.
Did we give the first cheese an 8 on texture? Because I might.
You did.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
So like a 7 or 8 for this?
Yeah. 7. Yeah.
7?
Yeah.
And then are we
You've
missing
still got aroma and true to character.
Aroma, I might knock it a little bit just for the sort of predominance of the barney sheepiness. I might give it a 6.
Yep, I totally agree. Yeah, a 6. And be interesting to see how the numbers come out. And
so then trueness to type, I guess, is the last one, and it's fairly true to type. What would you say, like a 7?
I think this looks more typical without the indentations. I think it looks quite typical a mainstream Manchego that, you know, from
like
Spain.
8, 9?
Yeah, 8, 9. Yeah.
Right.
Okay,
so the winner on that class was the first one.
Perfect.
1016. Just like to thank the judges for their time. So thank you to our sponsors for the judging packs, South Carnarvon Creameries and Butler's Farmhouse Cheeses for our aprons. Just remind everybody that Friday the 13th of May is the live event judging the best of class in the categories Best English, Irish, Welsh and Scottish cheese, along with the awards that recognise the talented and passionate people within the industry. The day will culminate with the award to the Supreme Champion of 2022. Thank you both again.
Thanks a lot.